So just for some context, Greg and his partner run Stony Brook Wholehearted Foods up in Geneva, New York. A small group of us were lucky enough to go visit back in November and saw the operation up close. But Greg and his company play a really important role in providing value to some parts of the agriculture up north that don't always get the amount of recognition they deserve. So again, we don't have a ton of time, but Greg, I would love to just hear from your perspective of, I mean, what Stony Brook does, and perhaps how you work with farms to provide some more value to them.
Sure, and thank you very much for inviting me today, Andrew. I really appreciate it. You guys and and the whole team there at Blue Hill has just been amazing, and we feel very fortunate to be an ingredient in the kitchen with all of you. So thank you. Um, so Stony Brook Wholehearted Foods, we are a crafter of pumpkin seed snacks, also known as pepitas. All of our seed ingredients are sourced from our farm partner, Martin Farms of Brockport, New York. They're a fifth generation family farm, and we're particularly excited about working with them on growing our pumpkin seeds. As some people may know, the majority of pumpkin seeds on the US market are imported. And so we are one of only two pumpkin seed growers in the United States. The other one, thankfully for us, is out in Corvallis, Oregon. So we've got the East Coast to ourselves. And we went through a lot of careful work with the farm to do the planning. So this wasn't just something where we went to the market and tried to find this product on our own. We partnered with our farm partner, Martin Farms. They're a 50-50 equity partner in our company. And we traveled with them to Austria to see how this particular type of pumpkin, which is referred to as an oilseed pumpkin, how it was grown, and just as importantly, what the equipment was for harvesting, washing, and drying. And so it's a pretty complicated process that was quite an investment for the farm. And basically, it's allowed us to provide, Blue Hill, but also other customers of ours in restaurants, in your friendly neighborhood bulkmen and co-ops, with a plant-based, locally grown, healthy, protein-rich alternative to other items that are coming in from outside, as an import. But more importantly for me too, it's nice to see the farms that the other farms that we work with, but Martin Farms in particular, it gives them a specialty crop alternative to doing things like soybeans and corn and more commodity type crops that a lot of the farms out here have come to depend on for cash flow. And as you know, even a lot of our dairy farms are really challenged. So we're just thankful and have a lot of, and very gracious that we can have this opportunity to work with the farm to do this, and work with partners like the team that you have there, Andrew. So
Could
I'm
you
open to any questions too.
could you go back to the start? Because I know that Stony Brook originally started as a cookie company,
We
right?
did, yeah, and I'll keep it brief. I know you're keeping track of time. We originally started as a mail order cookie company that was actually located outside of Boston. When we outgrew the incubator there, we quickly tried to relocate, find a new home, and we were familiar with the Finger Lakes region. We had been on vacation out here in the past, and we were very fortunate where we were able to find a home for ourselves here in Geneva. And the name of the facility that we're in is the Technology Farm, and they have a website that features all of the other food manufacturers that are located here. And it was a big change for us. We came out here doing cookies and very quickly got involved with Cornell University and their team at their Food Venture Center, which is adjacent to us here in Geneva, where they have a campus up here, and also working with Martin Farms. And at the time, They were Cornell University was working with Martin Farms to try to figure out what to do with about 50 tons of butternut squash seeds that were a byproduct of their fresh cut process. And basically what that means is, in addition to being a grower of butternut squash, Martin Farms also peeled seeds and dices butternut squash for all of us Americans who don't want to struggle with having to peel them and cut them ourselves. And so they do that for like the entire Northeast. And obviously one of the byproducts of that process are butternut squash seeds. And that's really where our business started, was taking the seeds, trying to find out what to make with them. And we discovered that we could actually get oil that tastes great and is quite abundant, to the tune of about 20% in butternut squash seeds. And that's really what launched the business. And we in the past have sold quite a bit of that too, including our pumpkin seed oil to Andrew and the team there at Blue Hill. So that's how we got out here, and that's how we got started. And we're very pleased to keep going. Last year was a struggle for all of us. We're just thankful that we're continuing to go and trying to be very optimistic about things for the future.
And then what does the next 10 years look like for you guys, do you think?
I'm sorry?
The next 10 years look like for Stony Brook?
Oh man. Well, we're just trying to continue to grow. Our goal eventually is just to try to align more tightly with the farm, and really see what type of other crops they would be interested in growing. We do a sunflower seed oil that you have also purchased from us. We're trying to work with them on varieties for that and growing that and getting it into their crop rotation. We have done some other work with them looking at hemp seed. It's something that they're considering. And from that, we would get, it would be a hemp seed oil and a powder that comes from the press cake that's left over after we press the seeds for their oil. So, but we're very optimistic about this region. We moved out here because we really felt that it offered a bounty of benefits for entrepreneurs, including just incredible access to farms that want to work with growers. With entrepreneurs, and are up for trying new things. As everyone knows here, farmers can be very innovative, creative. In my opinion, they are like the original entrepreneurs. They make it happen and do it and work with Mother Nature, which we all know can be on its own particularly challenging.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for both, providing the restaurant with all this great stuff over the past 4 or 5 years, and then especially for this presidency. So yeah, appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much.
I have a quick question. You said the yield on the butternut squash seeds was 20%. What is the yield on the pumpkin seeds?
On the pumpkin seeds, it's about double that. It's about 30, 35, 40%. Part of that reason is because the classification of the pumpkins they're an oil seed pumpkin as opposed to like a sugar pumpkin, and the seeds don't have a hull. So you guys have received them there, and you see it's just a very fine green membrane that actually covers the kernel, and so that increases your oil yield. As with the butternut, it gets lost. The yields drop with the shell that's in there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, my pleasure. Any other questions? And we have time, more than happy to take them.